NFL fans, what is going on? Welcome back to a brand new episode of the J All Day NFL Show. We're going to go over Week 15 picks with scores. We're going to go over the spreads, everything you need to know to get on top of the game here in week number 15. Today's video is brought to you by Underdog, who is running a great promo right now. $5 in entries gets you $75 in free bonus entries for all new customers. Their higher and lower fantasy football is some of the most fun you can have on the internet, guys. I love myself some Underdog. You can cross sports, you can do football, basketball, hockey, whatever you want to do. As long as you're picking two different players on more than one team, you are in the game, guys. So make sure you check out the link in the description down below and sign up using my promo code JALLDAY. Now, let's get into the video. NFL fans, if you could do me a huge favor, hit that like button, hit the hype button, and if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to the channel. A ton of work goes in each and every week to bring you guys the updated NFL news. And if you're into sports betting, check out my memberships. We went huge on the Houston Texans last week, and we continue to cash bet slips each and every week for you guys. Join over 300 people in the memberships. Now, let's kick things off. Falcons at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Falcons have been flat out awful all year long. 2-5 on the road, 4-9 overall, and the Buccaneers somehow lost to the Saints, and pretty much everyone that was left in Survivor picked that game, the Buccaneers, and got eliminated. Luckily for me and another person, I picked the Browns, he picked the Buccaneers. We both lost, so we split the pot, and we, what was it, $1,000? So we each won $500 there this year for the J All Day Survivor pool. Weather's going to be nice there in Tampa Bay. I just don't think Baker Mayfield is 100% healthy. But Todd Bowles did say that Tristan Wirfs and Mike Evans both have potential to play in this game on Thursday night. Remember, no more buys anymore, guys. We are in week number 15. All right, the line is at 4.5 points. Total's at 44.5. I think this game's going to probably be closer than people think. Baker Mayfield just hasn't been playing good. He's missing a lot of open receivers. A lot of these passes that he has made over his career, he's not making right now, which is a huge bummer. Drake London is still not practicing. He didn't practice on Tuesday, so it's probably doubtful that he's going to play in this spot. So it's going to be Bijan Robinson and Kirk Cousins. I think it's going to be close. So the final score I'm predicting is the Buccaneers are going to win, but I don't think they cover the 4.5 points. I'm going 24-20. The Buccaneers get it done, but I'm going to go with the Falcons and the points here on Thursday Night Football. I just don't think Baker is primetime Baker Mayfield right now. And the Falcons are just pretty meddling. You know, week in and week out, they're not playing great. But if Mike Evans plays, the Buccaneers probably cover the 4.5 points. But I think it's a long shot for him to play on this short week here in Tampa Bay. But if he does play, the Buccaneers probably cover the 4.5. But as of right now, I'm going to go with the Buccaneers 24-20 in this spot to get a W. And they have to win because the Carolina Panthers are nipping out their heels. And now with losing to the Saints, that was a huge bummer. They could have went to 8-5 and put some distance between them and Carolina, but that did not happen. They laid a huge egg at home last week. But we're going to roll with the Buccaneers here. Now, on to the Sunday slate. We have a ton of games here on Sunday. We're going to kick it off with the Browns and the Bears. I love the Bears, especially because the Browns got absolutely shredded by Tony Pollard, 161 yards on the ground last week versus the Titans, and they lost to the Titans. And boy, is it going to be cold in Chicago. Game temperature, 6 degrees. Woo, baby. Shedeur Sanders threw for well over 300 yards last week, and he had his moments of looking good, for sure. But, again, it's against the Titans, and they're one of the worst teams we've seen in a decade, right? So let's pump the brakes. If he goes out and lights the Bears up for over 300 yards and keeps the game close, then, you know, I'll start to give Shedeur some flowers. But let's pump the brakes on the Shedeur madness, everyone, until he goes out there and does it against a really good football team like the Chicago Bears, who are 9-4, 4-1 at home, frigid temperatures. If Shador goes out and tosses for 300 again, I'll clap it up for Shador. But I don't think that's the case. I love the Chicago Bears. I think they win in dominant fashion. I'm going 28-16 here in Chicago at Soldier Field. I think they cover the 7.5 pretty easily, in my opinion. Teams are running at this really good pass rush of the Browns. And if Tony Pollard and a very mediocre offensive line of the Titans ran the ball down the Browns' throat, what is the Bears' offensive line going to do? Because they are way, way better than this Titans offensive line that they faced last week, right? So, give me the Bears here, guys. 28-16, and Caleb Williams should pass 3,000 yards on the season this year, and the touchdown interception split looks great this year, 19-6 interceptions. I love that. We'll have to keep our eye on whether or not Rome Odunze is going to play here. They really missed him for sure. I mean, the dude's closing in on 700 yards on the season. They really, really missed him last week. But the Bears are just running the ball so efficiently right now. With Kyle Mononga and DeAndre Swift, these guys are a two-headed monster, and they're going to be really, really good for several years down the road, in my opinion. Again, 28-16, Bears get it done and cover the 7.5 points. Let's move on to a division matchup. Ravens, Bengals. Man, the Bengals had their boot on the Bills' throat, and then late in the game, Joe Burrow throws the pick six, follow up by another interception, and then the Bills go on to win it. Bummer. Huge bummer. I thought the Bengals had a chance to win that game, and they really, really freaking did. The Ravens are just bad. Straight up. They're just bad. I do think that Isaiah Likely touchdown that was called not a touchdown was, in fact, a touchdown, guys. It was pretty crazy. He caught the ball clearly 2 feet, and now the rule is he's got to go on a third step now. I don't understand. Make me understand. I thought that was a touchdown. That would have solidified the win for the Ravens, who I picked last week. So I just think the Ravens and the Steelers are both not really good football teams. Trey Hendrickson's done for the year for the Bengals, but they kicked the shit out of them on Thanksgiving by a bajillion points. They forced 5 turnovers on this Ravens offense. Lamar Jackson is not 100% healthy at all. He doesn't look good. Jamar Chase has already over 1,000 yards. I think Joe Burrow and the Bengals get it done here, guys. I really do. I think it's going to be maybe a little bit closer than the last game. I'm going to go 30-23 Cincinnati. The Ravens are 2.5-point favorites, so give me the Bengals and the points, and I think they win outright in this spot. I'm going 30-23. The Bengals win big at home, 14 degrees kickoff. December football, guys. A lot of cold games here on Sunday. Next up, we got the Chargers, who kicked the snot out of my Philadelphia Eagles last night. I was at the game. Heartbreaker. Jalen Hurts had 57,000 interceptions in that spot. A.J. Brown's dropping the ball all over the place. And the Chargers escape with the victory there in overtime. But, yeah, Justin Herbert's a dog. Playing with that broken hand. Got sacked 7 times. He got his ass kicked yesterday. But he just kept on coming on. The dude's a dog. Straight up, he's a dog. Chargers move to 9-4. And with this win, we'll eliminate the Kansas City Chiefs from the playoffs. I think this is the first time in Patrick Mahomes' career that he's going to miss the playoffs here, guys. Even if the Chiefs get a win, they're not going to make the playoffs, man. Unless the Chargers lose out and the Chiefs win out. I don't foresee that happening at all. Chiefs are not playing good football. Offensively, the turnovers, a lot of bad luck in that game. Drops turned into turnovers by Kelsey and company. But, Mahomes has almost got 3,500 yards on the season, 22 touchdowns to 10 interceptions. Kelsey closing in on 800 yards for the season. Chiefs are 4.5-point favorites. The total's at 41.5. Man, so the Chargers are on a short week. They played a really tough game that went into overtime. They're going to have a lot of bumps and bruises. I think this is a letdown spot for the Chargers. I'm going to roll with the Chiefs to get a W here for sure. I just think the Chiefs, really, their season is on the line. They cannot lose this game, but I don't think they cover the points. I'm going 26-23. Kansas City Chiefs win, but barely. But yeah, Chargers got to fly halfway across the country, change time zones, short week, played a really tough physical game. against the Eagles that went into overtime, extra snaps, and on a short week. The numbers would suggest that the Chiefs are going to win, and I kind of agree with that, mathematically. Give me the Chiefs, 26-23. All right, NFL fans, let me know, who do you think is going to win this game between the Chiefs and the Chargers there on Sunday? I like the Chiefs. I don't think they cover the 4.5, so give me the Chargers and the plus 4.5. But the Chiefs ultimately win. They get it done. Keep their season alive, 26-23. We got another gem of a game here, guys. Buffalo Bills on the road against the New England Patriots. Bills not a great road team this year, 500, 3-3. And man, the New England Patriots have won 10 games in a row. They are cooking with gas. Coming off a bye. I think it's an uphill battle for the Buffalo Bills. The Bills were favorites in this game. That makes no sense to me at all. Give me any points you're going to give me with the Patriots. 50.5 point total. It's going to be around 30 degrees there at game time in New England. Patriots are a good home football team too. 5 wins, only 2 losses. Drake May is just playing such good football. 3,400 yards, 23 touchdowns, only 6 interceptions. James Cook is having a dog season, though. Over 1,300 yards on the ground for James Cook. He's been unbelievable. But this Patriots defense, I don't think they're going to give up over 100 yards to James Cook in this spot. And I just don't love the Bills' wide receiver core. Not great. I think the Patriots can kind of limit what Buffalo wants to do offensively with the tight ends and running the football. And Drake May, I think he's going to light up this Bills secondary for sure. I'm going with the New England Patriots. I think it's pretty one-sided too. I'm going to go 28-20. New England Patriots get the W, and give me the 1.5 points for New England. Faux show. Yeah, taking the Patriots and 1.5 points. You can buy 1.5 and juice it up to 3. That's a J all day. All day. Patriots and any points. I love that, especially at home there, guys. Commanders, New York Giants. I don't think Jaden Daniels is going to play. I wouldn't be surprised if they shut him down for the rest of the season. I haven't seen anything official on that yet. But the Giants, despite that 2-11 record, have been in a lot of these games. And plenty of games, 1 or 2 plays go their way. They could have 5 or 6 wins on the season. So, tons of injuries. Malik Neighbors, Cam Scatterbo, that's a bummer. And Zach Ertz for the Commanders, done for the year. That leg injury was gross, guys. Absolutely disgusting. Ertz is gone. Probably going to be a backup Mariota in this spot. Give me the Giants. Giants are 2.5 point favorites. I think they cover the 2.5 points. I'm going to go 27-24 Giants. I just like what Jackson Dart is bringing to this Giants offense. And, Wendell Robinson closing in on 1,000 yards for the season. Very impressive stuff there. Theo Johnson, I really like what he's doing out of the tight end spot as well. Total's at 47.5, so this game could get loose. But I think the Giants pass rush will get there and win. And the Commanders are reeling right now. This is a battle between 2 teams that are reeling. The Commanders have lost 8, and the Giants have lost 7. Something's got to give here, but I'm going to roll with the New York Giants. 27-24 over the Commanders, who just look demoralized. They got their asses destroyed by the Vikings last week in a hugely embarrassing performance. Now, my Philadelphia Eagles at home got to fly back across the country on a short week. Not great. Against the Raiders, who are 2-11. The Raiders are not a good football team. But honestly, the Eagles aren't a great football team either. They had 5 turnovers versus the Chargers. They're just not playing good football, So I like the Eagles to win, but 11.5 points, I'll take the Raiders and the points. They've been keeping games close-ish for the most part. I don't know if Geno Smith's going to play or not, so we'll have to keep our eyes on that. But this Eagles team, maybe this will be a get-right spot, and the Eagles can kind of put it together. But, everything's pretty mediocre for the Eagles across the board. I mean, the play calling's bad. The head coaching's bad. Jalen Hurts is not seeing the field well at all whatsoever. But the Raiders are extremely limited. They got Max Crosby, Brock Bowers, and that's about it. I'm going to go 27-17 as the final score. And the Raiders and the 11.5 points. I don't think the Eagles cover the 11.5. Not the way they're playing football right now, but we'll see. Keep an eye on the injuries. Lane Johnson has the potential to come back in this game. That would be huge for this Philadelphia Eagles team, not only on the field but off the field. He's just a great morale guy, locker room guy. And Lane Johnson is the glue of that offensive line, so that would be huge. So give me the Eagles 27-17. Next up, we got the Jets, who got spanked by the Dolphins at home last week. 1-4 on the road. And the Jaguars are putting together performance after performance after performance. They look really, really good, beating up that Indianapolis Colts team last week. Bummer, Daniel Jones, non-contact injury, blew out his Achilles. He's done for the year, probably next year too. Because Deshaun Watson tore his Achilles right around the same time last year. He hasn't played at all this year. So that's a bummer. That's a bummer. Okay. So who wins this game? It's going to be the Jaguars, right? The line is pretty hefty at 12.5 points, but I think they can cover it. I'm going 34-16. The Jets aren't playing for anything right now. They're not really getting anything offensively out of this team at all. They got to go to Jacksonville against a team with, potential, probably not number one seed, but they could get a home game there in the first round of the playoffs, right? And Trevor Lawrence put in one of his best performances last week, right? So, impressive stuff out of Jacksonville. Getting Bretton Strange back at the tight end spot has done wonders for this offense. And hopefully, offensively, they could get their offensive line back to 100%. That would be huge for this stretch run. But give me the Jaguars at home in dominant fashion. 34-16. Next up, we have the Texans coming off that big win over the Chiefs and made us a ton of money in my memberships, guys. We went huge on the Texans last week, and we did exceptionally well. The line's at 9.5. Cardinals on the road, 2-4 on the road. This is a bad football team. Straight up, this is a really bad football team. They don't have a lot to play for. Jacoby Brissett looks worse and worse week after week. And the Texans have now won 5 games in a row. They get to go back and play at home in front of their home fans. This defense is really, really good. Give me the Texans. I'm going 30-10 in this spot. I think they dominate from whistle to whistle, first quarter through the fourth quarter. I don't think the Cardinals have a chance at scoring a lot of points. Jacoby Brissett is going to get sacked a lot. I'm saying at least 5 times here in Houston. I think that line should be, I think it'll be up over 10. So that's one of my picks of the week. Houston minus 9.5. CJ Stroud's getting more comfortable week in and week out after coming off those injuries. And last week in Kansas City, tough conditions, freezing cold weather, but now they get to go back in the comfort of their dome at home. I think CJ Stroud has the best performance of this season coming up against the Cardinals there on Sunday. 30-10. Texans win, and they cover the 9.5 points. Next up, ooh, baby, we got a doozy. We got a doozy in Denver. Broncos are 6-0 at home. 11-2 on the season. Packers, exceptionally good on the road. 4-1-1. They looked great last week against the Bears. They moved to 9-3-1. Vegas and I kind of see this game eye to eye, with the Green Bay Packers being 2.5-point favorites. I just don't know if I trust Bo Nix and this offense to beat the Packers, man. The Packers have a ton of weapons to deal with, but man, this Broncos defense is really, really good. But so is the Packers, right? I think this could be a really low-scoring game. Like a 20-17, 23-20, 24-23 type of game. But Jordan Love looked really good last week. And he's commanding this offense. They run the ball really well with Josh Jacobs. They have tons of wide receiver weapons. It's a bummer about Tucker Kraft. But, Bo Nix. Okay. The Denver Broncos have won 10 games in a row. But 8 of those 10 wins are by 1 score. So they're winning a lot of really, really close games. The Packers are a really good football team, guys. I'm going to go with the Packers here. I'm going to go 24-21. Packers win, and they cover the 2.5. barely. But I just love what Jordan Love's doing. I think he's putting it all together. He's seeing the field better than he has all year long. The Broncos are really good at home, though, man. So if you pick the Broncos to win by the same score, 24-21 on the flip side, I wouldn't hate on you. This is a coin flip game, but I'm feeling Jordan Love. And the cold weather is not even going to be a factor because it's going to be 60 degrees in Denver in December. That Denver weather is weird and wild and wacky, guys. Yo, Cheeseheads. I think the Packers have a serious chance of making a run at an NFC title. I'm predicting an NFC title game. Give me the Packers and the Rams. Would that be some fun or what? Oh, yeah. I love it. Green Bay Packers. Get it done. 24-21. I'm kind of shocked that the Broncos aren't favorites, especially at home. Weird line, but me and Vegas are in line here. The games just keep getting funner and funner, even though funner is not a word. More fun. That's the correct English. Lions. Rams. In LA at SoFi Stadium. Guys, the Lions, they just continue to be so banged up. What they did last week, going out and beating that Dallas Cowboys team, as banged up as they are, pretty remarkable stuff. But CeeDee Lamb getting hurt, that was a big bummer. But man, a lot of guys on IR, a lot of guys out. Reagenshaw on IR, Terry and Arnold, Turner, Jackson, Pascal, Brian Branch. I mean, you name it. Kirby Joseph's questionable again. This defense is extremely banged up. And boy, oh boy, do they have their freaking hands full. Yo, I think this could be like a 40-35 type of game here in LA. Because the Rams defense, the last few weeks, guys, not looking super efficient in my opinion, man. You know, I think they could be playing a lot better. Rams are 5-1 at home. Lions not so good on the road, but this is a better conditions for Jared Goff, considering it's inside at SoFi Stadium. Man, the Lions at 5.5, that's about right, in my opinion. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I'm going 35-30. The Rams win, but they do not cover the 5.5. I think taking the Lions and plus 5.5 is a good bet, because if the Lions ultimately won this game, I would not be surprised at all. But man, Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, this offense is going to, give the Rams defense everything they can handle. But Jared Goff just tends to lay stinkers on the road, and boy, oh boy, this Rams offense is so extremely efficient right now. It's one of the better offenses this year I've ever seen. With the addition of Devontae Adams, he's been so good in the red zone. Kyron Williams, they've been actually splitting drives between Kyron Williams and Blake Corum. One drive. And so these guys are both really talented running backs, and they're fresh because they're not having to carry the ball 24, 25 times in a game, right? But the Lions kind of have the same shit going on with Montgomery and Gibbs, right? The Rams have Sonic and Knuckles 2.0. These games, man, the line totals at 55.5. I think it probably goes over that, man. 33. Yeah, 35-30. That's kind of what I'm going right now. Rams win, but they don't cover the 5.5. There it is, guys. The Rams get it done, man. That offense is just, they don't really have a lot of flaws. The receivers block really well. The tight ends block really well. Sean McVay's got tons of guys on crosser routes, formulating those picks in that 5 to 15 depth range. Something I wish the Eagles would do more often. Sean McVay, whew, baby. 5-1 at home. I like the Rams to get it done. 35-30. Next up, Panthers and the Saints. Saints destroyed so many people's dreams of winning their survivor pool last Sunday. My dad was in one. I think there was only 60 people left, 40 people left. There's 4 people left now after last week with those big upsets by the Titans and the Saints just wrecking it. There's been so much parity in the NFL this year, guys. It's been really strange. Overall this season, we're 129, 77-1 for the year. We're still doing good, but this has been a year where so many minus 400, minus 500, minus 600 in betting terms, huge favorites are losing this year. It's been really wild. If you've been doing little parlays with some dogs, probably made some juice this year, that's for sure. Panthers, must-win spot. They got to beat the Saints. If they want to have playoff hopes and winning that division in the NFC South, which is a very winnable division, right? They got 4 games left. They got the Saints, Tampa Bay twice, and the Seahawks. The Seahawks game's probably going to be a loss. The Seahawks are playing really good football right now. So to get a leg up, say they split the games with Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay lost to the Saints, so they got to win this freaking game versus the Saints. I'm going to go with the Panthers in a really, really close game. I'm going 26-20. Carolina wins. And they cover the 2.5 points. The line, even Vegas thinks this game is going to be very, 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 very close. I tend to agree with that. Could this be an explosion offensively from the Carolina Panthers? Bryce Young is so hit or miss. It's so hard to predict the Panthers. What team's going to show up on Sundays? Not a game I'm clamoring on betting, but give me the Carolina Panthers 26-20. Bryce Young and those running backs, they might cook. And Ted McMillan and Xavier Legette, they got some weapons there, man. So maybe they make a run and win this NFC South, man. Because the Buccaneers, maybe when they get Mike Evans back, they'll cook a little bit more, but we'll have to see, guys. Titans at the 49ers. The 49ers have been playing excellent football. The line's at 12.5 right now. How the Titans beat the Browns, I'll never know. I don't know. I don't know. Man, that was a killer. I would have won my survivor pool bad coaching on the Browns. Titans got one there, man. 2-4 on the road. Their only wins, they haven't won any games at home all year. They have 2 wins on the road. That's just weird, wild stuff here, guys. Line's at 12.5. That's a big, big boy. But man, this Titans offense, how they hung up that many points on the Browns, I'll never know. That was such a weird-ass game. But the 49ers are well-rested, and they're going to come to kick some ass. Because, that NFC West got a lot of dogs in it, man. The 49ers are 9-4. Seahawks are 10-3. The Rams are 10-3. It's anybody's game. Must-win spot. 49ers come in and freaking dominate, guys. I'm going in a blowout. 35-10. This 49ers puts a stamp on a potential playoff spot with a huge win here. These are the games you got to come and kick the shit out of bad teams and not let them in the game for a second. You got to just come out and play bully ball and just dominate. Robert Saleh is a really good defensive coordinator. I just don't think the Titans have a chance in hell to win this game. I think the 49ers are too well coached, and they're going to be ready to dominate a bad team here at home. I'm going 35-10 all day. Cover the 12.5 points. Let's do it. Colts, Seahawks. The Colts season is over. They're bringing 44-year-old Phillip Rivers out of retirement to be the quarterback there. Riley Leonard's banged up. Daniel Jones is done for the year. It's over for the Colts. It was a great story the first 8 or 9 weeks of the season, but it's over now. It's over. They got to go on the road, playing in Seattle. Tough place to play. Seahawks dominate. 13.5 is a big number, though, man. I'm going to take the Colts in the points because the number is just so big. But I'm going to go 30-20. Even let's go 30-17. We're going to go 30-17. The Seahawks get it done and dominate. But 13.5 is a huge number, man. Huge number. If you did a 10-point teaser, you would get the Colts in 23 points. But yeah, I'm looking for Seattle to control time of possession, win this game. They have to keep pace with the Rams and the 49ers who are going against the Titans. So they're not going to play around with the Colts. You got to come and dominate, right? These are some must-win spots for these teams. I think this week could be a week where a lot of big favorites win in dominant fashion because there's only a few weeks left in the regular season, guys. And they got to keep pace. These next few weeks are going to be crazy. We got 15, 16, 17, 18, 4 weeks remaining in the regular season, guys. And if you're still with me here, please do me a huge favor and subscribe to the channel. I wanted to get to 30,000 by the end of this year. I don't think we're going to get there, but maybe we can get to 29,000. I appreciate you guys, all the love and support there. Next up, Who do we got here? Minnesota Vikings on the road, taking on the Cowboys. Big question in this game, will CeeDee Lamb play? Bad concussion last week. Didn't look great. I'm taking the Vikings and the points. Give me the Vikings plus 5.5. I don't think CeeDee Lamb's going to play, but if he does, I'll go with the Cowboys. But we saw, without CeeDee Lamb, this offense just is not as good. And the Vikings look better last week for sure, dominating a Commanders team that, played the freaking Broncos the week before very, very, very tight. Going to be a close game. The Cowboys are good at home, but without CeeDee Lamb, if they can shut down Pickens, get it after Dak Prescott, I think it's going to be a close game. I'm going with the Vikings here in the upset. I'm going with the Vikings 26-23 in a really, really close game. But I think this Brian Flores-led defense and the Cowboys without CeeDee Lamb is going to be another letdown spot for this Cowboys team who couldn't really take advantage of a really banged up, poor Lions secondary. So I look for them to take some pressure off of J.J. McCarthy, run the football, control time of possession, and win this game here and move to 6 wins on the year. They got it over the Cowboys, 26-23. And wrapping up our Week 15 picks with scores, Miami Dolphins on the road taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. DK Metcalf is dealing with some stomach stuff. He got hit in the gut. He had to go to the hospital. Tomlin said he's probably going to play, but no DK Metcalf would be huge. He's definitely not going to be 100%. And the Dolphins have won 4 in a row and look pretty damn good. Kicked the snot out of the Jets in the cold weather. Going to be a little colder there in Pittsburgh, 21 degrees. I want to pick the Dolphins, but man, the Dolphins under 30 degrees have just never showed up. That's just who they are. So give me the Steelers. If the Steelers want to keep their playoff hopes alive, it's a must-win game. So I'm going to go with a lot of teams that are must-win. So I'm going to go, this is going to be a slugfest. I'm going 23-20. Steelers win, but do not cover. It's going to be a push. So I'm going 23-20. Pittsburgh Steelers win this game. But spread-wise, I'm not interested in this game at all. If I was going to pick the spread, I'd probably take the Dolphins and the 3 points. But the Dolphins haven't been good on the road this year, 2-4. And then we saw some grittiness out of the Steelers last week, who definitely surprised me with that performance, winning 27-22. Even though they should have lost, that was a touchdown by Isaiah Likely at the end. I don't give a shit what they say. But Lamar Jackson has not been good. Aaron Rodgers, 23 of 34, a touchdown, 284. They're not running the ball really well at all. So, man, I might switch my pick on this. So, yeah, I'm taking the Dolphins and the points for sure. But, man, I'm going to roll with Pittsburgh, but I might be swapping. This is a game I've been going back and forth on all week long. And the Steelers' inability to run the football could be huge in this game because they gave up 94 yards on the ground to Derrick Henry. So Achane could control the line of scrimmage and make things hard for the Dolphins. And the more I talk about this, the more I'm thinking about switching to Miami. So tune into my final picks on Friday where I break down who I think is ultimately going to win each and every game with all the injury updates every single Friday. And if you join my memberships, you'll get all my bets every single Friday. I do a live stream with complete access to my entire sportsbook. You can see every bet that I make each and every week in real time. Thank you so much for being a part of this community. You guys mean the world to me. Thank you so much.